Wonderful Father, who dwell in the heavens, we are so thankful today for this privilege to come and to honor you, the great King and Creator of this universe. We are thankful because you have extended your love, Father Yahweh, to us while we were dying. You sent your only begotten Son to shed his blood so that we can have an opportunity to live through life indeed. We thank you for all the many blessings, Father. For life and health and strength, for the beauty and the bounty of the earth, for your kindnesses and your mercies and your love, for food, for shelter, for clothing, for guidance and protection, for being here today, for birthing of light, precious faith, and people of goodwill. Father, we have so much to give you praise for. Our lips are insufficient. But with these few feeble words and with a humble heart, outstretched hands, we come before you to say thanks to you, Father Yahweh, from the bottom of our heart, for all that you have done, for all that you are doing, for all that you have promised to do for us in the future. Receive our praise, our offerings today, along with ourselves, Father. We worship you and we glorify your great name. We ask a blessing upon each and every one here present today, and brethren elsewhere under the banner of Yahweh DC. We pray for the sick today, the suffering, those who need you today, that you may be drawn to them as they seek to draw near to you. Father, forgive sins, and we pray that you may heal, Father, those that are sick and suffering and need the healing power of Yahweh, Father, that you may bring deliverance and comfort to those who need, and supply all needs according to your richness and glory. For you are the great I am. We thank you for Yahshua and his shed blood. Bless us today as we hear your word. Speak to us and cause us to accept what we are about to hear, and make us to apply it to our lives, so that we may grow in grace and in knowledge of Yahshua. We thank you for the wonderful promise of the kingdom that is to come, and your will that is to be done on this earth. Pray that it may be soon, Yahweh, and that it may be in our lifetime. We pray for that time to come when this earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh, as much as the water covers the sea. Yahweh, we pray at that time we know it's going to be a time of tranquility and productivity, and we long for that beautiful age. Just as Lot in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, we yearn, Father, for that time when peace and righteousness will come, as we can see only wickedness, crimes and violence, Father, that fill the earth today. Let your peace come. Send the Sar Shalom, the Prince of Peace, Yahshua the Messiah, soon, so that we can have a time of joy and lasting peace. We bless your great name today. We thank you for this foretaste of that time which is to come, a time of rest, a time of rejoicing, a time to be close to you and Yahshua, and with all the saints. Make us to endure, so that we may get the fullness of this rest, the kingdom of Yahweh. So let it come even in our lifetime, and make us part of that great age, is our prayer that we ask. In the wonderful and saving, precious name of your Son, Yahshua the Messiah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You may have the seats. What a wonderful day today that Yahweh has blessed us to have brethren of like precious faith, those who believe like we do, that we can worship together, that we can hold hands spiritually on this walk. Brethren that we can communicate with, people of goodwill, not only here, but across the globe that are doing just as we are. Even though we may be few and we are fighting against the forces of darkness that will not give us a break. Yahshua the Messiah tells us that he's going to be there troubling the saints until the end. Until Yahshua the Messiah returns and shut them up in a bottomless pit. We must endure. We must continue to press on to the mark of the high calling, for we all seek a reward from Almighty Yahweh. In Genesis chapter 2, as we begin this message, I want to read verse 7 to verse 9, Genesis chapter 2. And Elohim formed man out of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostril the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And Yahweh Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Verse 15. And Yahweh Elohim took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And Yahweh Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of knowing the good and knowing the evil you shall not eat of it. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Here we see Yahweh made man out of the dust of the ground. He breathed life, his breath, into man. And so we became a living soul. Yahweh is in us through his breath. The life that is in us comes from Almighty Yahweh and from him and him alone. And so he had planted back then a garden east of Eden, and he placed the man. And notice he placed the man there to do something. He placed him there to dress and to keep the garden. Adam was not idle. Adam had work to do for Almighty Yahweh. When you work, you seek a reward. There is a reward. Yahweh said to him in the garden, this garden I planted for you. This is your work, to dress it and to keep it. And there is a reward if you do just as I've told you. If you keep that which I command you. And this is why it is mentioned in verse 16. And Yahweh Elohim commanded the man. He just didn't put him in the garden. He just didn't say till and dress, but he gave him command also. You must obey me. All things are not written here. But he would have told Adam the laws that he must live by in order to receive blessing and the reward. He commanded the man, we see that there, saying, this is one of the commandments, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of knowing good and knowing the evil you shall not. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Adam, if you break the command, if you didn't do as I command you, if you didn't work well in this garden, you're going to receive a reward, but it's going to be death. If you do well, you work well, produce well, you are going to receive life. It is already in you. Even abundant life, eternal life, was a reward for obedience and for keeping, again, what Yahweh has commanded. In chapter 3, verse 6, what went on? When the woman saw that the tree of the food was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eye, Yahweh commanded the man not to eat of that. She looked and she saw that it was good, it was a delight, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise. Was that pleasing to Yahweh? Was that the work that Yahweh had laid down there for them in the garden to do, to receive a good reward? No. She looked, she lost it. She desired evil. She desired the wrong. She took of the fruit. She went that far to use her body, her hand, her mind. And she went into sin and did eat. And she gave also to her husband. She spread that false doctrine, which is not true. This is good, they say. She gave to her husband with her, and he did eat. The eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. They sewed for themselves leaves together and made themselves aprons. And so they tried to hide their sin. And this is what is happening in the world today. Yahweh has placed each and every one of us in this field, just like he placed Adam in the garden. In this world, today is a field for us to labor, for us to work, for us to dress and to keep. And while we are doing so, he gives us command, and we must please him. If we fall short of that command, so many people still do it today. They try to sew apron for themselves, to cover their sin, and say, well, the Bible doesn't condemn this action. I've done nothing wrong, and on and on. This is what they did. And they heard the voice of Yahweh, him walking in the garden in the cool of the day. The man and his wife hid themselves. When they come to the knowledge of the truth, so many people come through these doors and come here. When they hear the truth, what happened? They don't stand and remain. They go back and hide themselves in the world, because their desire is not to fulfill, to keep, to guard the things of Almighty Yahweh, but to live a sinful life. When they heard his voice, they hide from Almighty Yahweh. Again, from the presence of Yahweh among the trees of the garden. We are not to hide from Yahweh. Yahweh Elohim called unto the man. Can we hide from Yahweh? He said unto him, where are you? Even though Yahweh is seeing him. Yahweh is saying, you want to play tricks on me? Where are you? Well, he's seeing the man. And he said, I heard a voice in the garden and I was afraid. He wanted to hear what the man has to say. Why are you hiding? What is bothering you? The name? My Shabbat? My feast days? Why are you not here to worship Almighty Yahweh today? He knows in your heart why you are not here. But you want to hear it from you. You don't believe the Shabbat is to be observed? You don't believe that the feast is to be observed? Why are you not present at the feast, sir? If he may. Why are you not present, miss? He said to them, where are you? I heard your voice. I was afraid. Why are you afraid? For the first time. Because I was naked. Why are you naked? He said, who told you now that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I commanded you that you should not eat? The man said, the woman whom you gave me, started to blame Almighty Yahweh. The woman that you gave to me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. Yahweh Elohim said unto the woman, what is this that you have done? Why are you spreading false doctrine? Why you are teaching something else other than what I've taught you? Why? Why you told them so? The woman said, the serpent. What's the devil now? If they were not confronted by Yahweh, you think they would have said anything like that? No, they continue on. They continue on in their life of sin, breaking the command of Almighty Yahweh. And so it is being done in the world today. Yahshua is coming just as Yahweh came to this garden. And he's going to say, why you didn't keep? Well, the pastor said it. Well, Satan. Well, my wife, she went to that church. And I believe. They're not saying that today. If Yahweh didn't walk in the cool of the day in the garden, they would have continued on in their sin, just as they're doing today. But one day Yahshua is coming, just as Yahweh came. And he's going to sit on the throne. They are going to say the same thing that we are hearing today. It is the serpent. Yahweh Elohim said to the serpent, because you have done this, cursed are you. Everything is going to suffer and perish because of sin. Cursed are you above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon your belly shall you go, and thus shall you eat all the days of your life. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. We are suffering today because of this. The adversary is not going to leave us. And always remember, it is not because of Yahweh. It is because of our sins why he is here still today. I will do it. I'm going to put you under this pressure for you to learn that you must obey. He's going to be present with you, and you'll have to overcome this thing that you invite into your house, into your dwelling, your heart, to live with you. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. The war continues on each and every day. We cannot let go, we cannot give up. We cannot remove that armor, or else he's going to take us and take us down. We created this, not Yahweh, by yielding to him, by allowing him in our field. Yahweh placed us and he made us responsible people to guard and to keep and to dress. What have we done with what he has given to us? Have we been dressing? Have we been keeping? Have we been guarding? Or we are allowing the serpent, the snake even, to crawl in the grass because it is growing too big, too large. We are not keeping the garden well, so the serpent is coming in. We're going to push for him. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain and your consumption. In pain you shall bring forth children. Curse upon the woman. It is until today, as for those who don't believe the Bible, the woman is still having pain. This is where it came from. I shall bring forth child. In pain you shall bring forth children, and your desire shall be to your husband. This is the same today, mostly. But again, this is the way Yahweh Cause it to be. But your desire must be to your husband, and he must be the one ruling over you. Unto Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife, another voice. He didn't command us to listen to anyone, whether the wife of our bosom, or husband, or mother, or father, but to listen to him, to his voice. You did not listen to me, but to listen to another voice. And have eaten of the tree, of which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat. Curse. This is what he received. He did not receive a blessing. He did not receive happiness. He received pain and sorrow. This is what we experience from day to day because of sin. Cursed is the ground for your sake. Now in toil you shall eat of it, not some of the days, but all of the days. It's going to be with us, that hard time until the end. Thorns also and thistles we'll have to deal with in our garden now because of sin. And we still have to work, and we still have to produce to receive that reward. We created it. We caused the thorns and the thistles to be present here. Don't blame Yahweh now and say, I have to work. Don't blame Yahweh now and say, my children. Don't blame Yahweh now and say, my husband. Don't blame Yahweh now and say, I have my bills to pay. We did it. This is what he's saying here. Because of you and your sin, you have to experience this now. It's going to bring forth thorns and thistles. And you shall eat the herbs of the field under pressure. Cut the thorns, cut the thistles, find the herbs that you shall eat to live. You eat the wrong thing, you are going to die anyway. It is your work now. This is a man you marry. This is a woman you choose. This is a life you choose. You're going to have to pay the price. This is what you want to keep and you want to guard. But as for me, if you don't do what is right, in spite of your husband and your wife or your children, you're not going to see life eternal. Don't blame me. I'm still doing it for you. I still give you an opportunity today to cut the thorns and the thistles and find the correct thing to eat. It is still there. I didn't remove it. The good thing is still there. The law is still there. If you find it, you can keep it. In spite of where you live, in spite of your husband, in spite of your wife, in spite of your children, in spite of where you were born, you can still cut those rubbers, cut those bushes, and find the good herb to eat and digest and live. And the sweat of your face is going to be a little more tough now. You made it that way. But you can't make it. I made you strong. You can make it. You can fight against those thorns and thistles. You can fight against the opposition. You can overcome even the serpent itself. And you can eat what is good. In the sweat of your face, you can eat what is good. Bread. Don't eat anything else. You can die. You can poison yourself. You can be hurt. Till you return unto the ground. That is the curse. You were not made to go back there. But this is what you accepted. You didn't receive what I give to you so that you can have a good reward in the end. Work hard now, even harder, until you go back where you came from. The curse, it is death. The reward for sin is death. Are we seeing that? A passage that we know so well in Romans. You can't forget it. Tip of our mind, it is there each time. Romans chapter 6. This was said to Adam. Everything is not written here. But the payment for disobedience to Almighty Yahweh. Romans 6:23. The wages, the payment of sin is death. You're going to go back where you came from. I put life. You were not alive until I breathed that breath into you. You became a living soul. Because of sin, it's going to be taken away. And you're going to go back. You're going to be dead. The payment for sin is death. But, on the other hand, a good reward if you had obeyed. The free gift I had for you was eternal life in Yahshua the Messiah. We have this opportunity now. that we can reverse this and not die. We can live now. If we go back to the garden and we please Yahweh by listening to Him, by doing His will, He is going to be there with us now, moving the thorns and the thistles out of the way. They are going to be there, yes. He already placed it there. But He can aid us now on that path. While we plow, while we sow, He can be there with us so that we can have a good harvest and receive this full reward, the free gift that He has for us, even eternal life. But curse are you, the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat of it all the days, until you return by the sweat of your face. It's going to be tough. This is why we sweat. This is why we cry sometimes. This is why we experience what we experience because of sin. Until you go back. And when a man dies, that's the end of it. You can do whatever to him. You don't feel anymore. You don't cry anymore. Throw him wherever, hit him. Do whatever you want with him. Open him up. He's dead now. But while you're alive, you're going to be feeling that pain. You go to sleep well and you wake up in the morning and you start limping. And there is a pain here and a pain there. And something doesn't feel right. It is present with us. It's all because of sin. Until you go back to the ground. And this is where Almighty Yahweh has placed His judgment upon the man. There in the Garden of Eden. And Adam all died. And we came from him. And we, again, death has been pronounced upon all mankind. In Yahshua the Messiah, the life-giving source, shall man live if we would live to be like Him. The title of this message is, What shall your reward be? What shall your reward be? We can see here clearly the reward that Adam received. He's not with us today. He perished along with his wife. They broke the command of Almighty Yahweh. The payment, Yahweh said, you're going to go back. And so came to the dust. The wages of sin is death. If we want a good reward of life, we must do what it takes to have life eternal in the kingdom of Yahweh. We are not here on this earth to play games. He didn't put Adam in the garden to play games and say, look, I'll park there. Go and have a good time. Jump around. Notice that He put the first man there to work. So many people in the world say today, it's not about works. From the beginning it was about works. To perform. That's why Yahweh made us to perform. Why He made us with hands? We didn't have things to do, we not put hands. Why He made us with feet? Because we have to move. With air, with eye, with whatever, everything. For a purpose. But they say, it's not about works. You have nothing to do. Let's accept so and you're good. He made man and He placed him there. He said, you know what this is about? It's about work. It is about producing. Go and dress this place. Keep it. And keep a place clean, the rodents and the serpents and all those insects, they don't come around too much. Because you are keeping it clean. If you would not dress and keep it, you see them present inside of the house. Ever go by people and see big rat running? And roaches all over taking over the place and flies? They don't keep well their place. That's where Adam fell short. He wasn't keeping well what Yahweh had given to him. We must keep and guard just our spiritual life. How is our spiritual home? Is there unclean things running around? Taking over the place more than you? The four of you are in the home, is there 12 and 15 rats in the spiritual house? The forces of darkness, are there more than the Ruach HaKodesh, Almighty Yahweh? In Isaiah chapter 40, this life is not a life of game. We are not placed in this universe to play games as people do today. We were placed by Yahweh to work for Him, not for Hasatan. This is what Eve, they went out and do. They worked for Hasatan. He employed them because they listened to Him. They opened up to Him. Who told you? Isaiah 40 and verse 9. O ye that tell good tidings to Zion, get up on a high mountain. O ye that tell good tidings to Jerusalem, lift up your voice with strength. Lift it up. Be not afraid. Say to the cities of Judah, behold your Elohim. Behold, the sovereign Yahweh will come as the mighty one, and his arm will rule with him. Remember, we learned that. His arm represents his son, Yahshua the Messiah, that is coming on the throne to rule and to reign. His arm shall rule with him. Behold, his reward is with him. Why is he coming with a reward? Because he left work to be done. But nobody cares. But he's preparing rewards. So there are those who should be working, who are working. Yes, the prophecy said it. His reward is with him, and his recompense before him. This is not a joke. This is not a game that we are playing here. Yahshua has a reward given from Almighty Yahweh to come to give. To those who are idle? No. Don't give anything to those who are idle. You see what they're doing? They're robbing, they're killing to harm because they're idle. And they're robbing and killing those who are working, busy every day. He's not coming for the robbers and the murderers to give them nothing good but death. But as for those who labor, his reward is with him, his recompense with him. He will feed his flock like a shepherd. Again, he has good things to feed. Again, his flock when he returns. He will gather the lambs in his hands. Yes, this is where he wants them. Close and closer to him. Oh, how he loves us. He wants to touch us. He wants to hold us one day. Will we be there? He knows us. He's working with us. He's pleading for us. He wants us to be there when he comes to judge this world, to be with him even, to walk with him in the millennium kingdom. He's going to take the lambs in his arms and carry them in his bosom. He has more love for us. If we think we are loved by him now, he has more for us to take us into paradise as he holds us near to him, into eternity, to take us to see Yahweh's face. We ask him, show us the Father. What a joy to see Yahweh. You want to see Yahweh? Look him here. A day is coming when he's going to take us to see Yahweh in his bosom and will gently lead those that have their young. He will be tender also with you and with me and bless us as we go close to see his Father's face. What reward are you seeking? What shall be your reward when the end comes? Are you working towards that or not? In Isaiah chapter 62 behoves us to begin if we haven't been. Now, today in David, if you hear his voice, get in the field. Start plowing. It's time. It's already, almost too late already. But we still have a little time. Get up and get in the field. Show Yahweh what you're going to do with the little time that you have in this life. Because we are returning from whence we came. But he gave us this privilege to show that we are obedient, so that he can cause us to come again to receive this reward, which is true life indeed. Isaiah 62 and verse 10. Go through, he says, go through the gates. Prepare you the way of the people. Are we doing our part as we travel on this earth, telling others of the good news that they know is not of? Yahshua is coming back. Salvation is near. He has his reward with him. You don't want to receive life? They are saying no. So sad. But we will not stop. Cast up the highway. Gather out the stones and lift up the ensigns for the people. We will continue to lift up the name of Yahweh. His banner, Yahweh Nisi, in this world, and put it high like the billboard, so all those that are passing by can see. Behold, Yahweh has proclaimed to the end of the earth. He has said it in his word. Say to the daughters of Zion, behold, your salvation comes. Behold, his reward is with him. Can't we believe that? Next to your name, what is the reward that he has for you? You ever think about that? What is the reward that he has for you? Each and every one in this universe, he knows what we are doing, what we are saying, and where we are. And he's coming back with that reward. His reward is with him, and his recompense before him. What is going to be yours? And what is going to be mine? Two are going to be in the field. Yes, as though they are working the same. Yes, I'm in the field. He placed me here, and I'm working, and I'm pleasing him too. I know his name, and he's coming soon with the reward. But lo and behold, when he comes, one is taken, and one is left. What have you been doing in the field then, all those years? And they shall call them holy, the holy people, the redeemed of Yahweh. And you shall be called sought out, a city not forsaken. This is the reward that we want, to become a holy nation, a righteous people that will enter into eternal life. Are we working? Are we faithfully working in that field that he has placed us? We may be in the field, but are we pleasing him? Adam was in the garden, but was Adam pleasing Almighty Yahweh? Are we pleasing him? Are we going to be the one that will receive the good reward? Two is going to be there. One is going to be taken, and one is going to be left. Which one? Two. One on the right and one on the left. Which one is going to take? Are you going to take you on the right? Or someone else? What are you seeking? Matthew 5. It's going to be done. Are you believing it? This is how slim the chances is now. There are those who are going to be there, and they are going to be rejected. They are not going to receive the reward that they think that they are going to receive. Either take his stand, the Apostle Paul said. Watch out. Watch out, lest you fall on that day. When you stretch out your hand to Yahshua to receive, and he places it in your hand, will you be pleased with that reward? Will you be pleased? Matthew 5 and verse 10. Blessed are they that have been persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Persecution? There are those who don't want to endure that. No, I take it not from nobody. I don't. I can't take this thing at all. It's too hard. Blessed, happy are they that have been persecuted for the right thing. See that you are doing the right thing in the field. You are going to meet with the thorns and the thistles. Genesis tells us in the field. Are you going to back down? Are you going to say, I want my hand to get choked? No, me, I ain't done with that, but now too hard. He told us that because of our lifestyle, we're going to meet with that. But if you endure, he says, he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. You are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Again, the kingdom of Yahweh is going to be yours. Your reward is going to be great. Blessed are they that men shall reproach you, persecute you, say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. This is what you are going to experience. You made it this way because you invited the evil one to your home. You let him in your heart. You created this atmosphere, and he is in you. He has poisoned you. The venom is there that you have to deal with at all times. Keep the antidote, or else you will die. There are those who must be on medication for the rest of their life. And the day they miss that, they are gone. This is what the adversary did. Sacrifice to Almighty Yahweh. Today, so many in the world have lost this understanding of offering and sacrifice and worship to Almighty Yahweh. And they think about only the instruments. They come and they dance with the music and say that we can't worship without the music. But the worship to Almighty Yahweh is one of the heart. where the heart is sacrificed, where the heart is circumcised to please Almighty Yahweh. The apostle here in Romans chapter 9 is enlightening, Romans chapter 12 is enlightening us, bringing us back to the time of Abraham to bring worship and sacrifice pleasing to Yahweh. I beseech you, brethren, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, to present your bodies as living sacrifice. This is what Yahweh wants from us. This is His desire, that we come with living sacrifices. Our bodies must first of all be pleasing to Him. Our hearts, most of all, must be obedient to His command. We must be walking in the footsteps of Yahshua the Messiah. A living sacrifice. This is what Isaac was. Yahweh asked for him dead. But Yahweh saw the obedience in his father. And so Yahweh accepted Isaac, that living sacrifice, as a standard for Israel. That each and every one must be a living sacrifice, first of all. And so they killed animal after animal after animal. They never understood that the sacrifice that Yahweh is looking for is themselves. To dedicate, to commit themselves to Almighty Yahweh. The Apostle Shaul here understood how important it is for us to come with our bodies pleasing to Yahweh. A living sacrifice. How would we approach Him when we are coming and bringing our bodies as a living sacrifice? Are we going to make sure that our bodies are clean? Or are we going to defile ourselves during the week and then come and say, Yahweh, take me? Are we going to come in an appropriate manner, not appropriately attired before Him and say, look at my body, take this sacrifice? Abraham didn't do that. Abraham took Isaac all the way, pleasing to Yahweh. He took all that he had to, and he was going to offer to Yahweh. Pure offering. Yahweh saw it and was pleased. Are we going to be accepted by Him when we come? He's looking at us. Have we done what is right and pleasing in His sight? Are we keeping His commandments to keep this body pure and clean? A living sacrifice He is seeking, and also for it to be holy. Have we separated ourselves from this world, from the custom of this world? Maybe the way we were brought up, and we say this is how we are. Have we drawn ourselves away from that to come, to prepare ourselves a living sacrifice for Him? Holy, acceptable to Yahweh. The standard is set by Almighty Yahweh. And so we must meet His standard to be approved by Him as a true worshipper, and not our own. Which is our spiritual service. It is not about this carnal thing. It is about the spiritual. And Almighty Yahweh is seeking the heart. The heart must be willing to do as Almighty Yahweh commands. The heart must be pure at all times. And be not fashioned according to this world. This is what's going to draw us away from Almighty Yahweh. Because we are looking at the world to fashion ourselves from head to toe, physically and also spiritually. And if we are following the world, we are not going to be a sacrifice pleasing to Him. Be not fashioned according to this world. Be transformed. This is what Yahweh is looking for. Transformation, change from the physical into the spiritual. And as you keep the physical clean, because if you are living a spiritual life, your physical life also is going to be clean. Your physical body also is going to be clean because you are keeping the commandments of Yahweh. There are laws also given by Almighty Yahweh so that we can keep this physical body clean, acceptable and approved by Him when we come to worship Him. We cannot be living a life of sin and bring pure worship to Almighty Yahweh. We must be transformed by the renewing of our minds. We must have the mind of the Messiah and not our own. We have to change and be transformed by the renewing of our minds, that you may prove what is good acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. Yes, we cannot bring along the old man. No, we have to leave that old life behind and be transformed. Take the mind of the Messiah and come, and then we can worship Yahweh in spirit and in truth. This is how we identify true worship, where the worshipers are transformed. They have the mind of the Messiah. They are prepared to bring themselves each Shabbat and holy time before Almighty Yahweh in a special manner as He commands. What type of sacrifice? What type of offering is Yahweh's looking for in Psalms 51? Again, David understood that. But Yahweh been looking for throughout the ages. Yes, He had commanded the sacrifice of animals, but He wanted Israel to understand that is you. You, I desire to be that offering, that sacrifice. Dedicate your life just as this animal is given its life for you and for your sin. I want you to give your life to me because you have done wrong. And the only way to salvation is you giving your life. I think the animal matter really, it was a time until Messiah come. They never learned the lesson that Yahweh wanted their hearts to be well-pleasing to Him. In Psalms 51 and verse 15, David says, Yahweh, open my lips, yes, and my mouth shall show forth your praise. Coming from where? Open my lips, my mouth will show forth your praise. This tells us that the praises of Almighty Yahweh is stored up in this man somewhere. And it is in his heart. And Yahweh will open the mouth, and His praise will come forth. When we come before Almighty Yahweh, if His praises are stored up in our hearts, we are overflowing. We want to open our mouths and we want to sing and glorify Him. And if we come and we are not singing, then we know there is nothing in the heart. We have come empty. This is why we cannot sing, we cannot praise, we cannot worship. Yahweh, open my lips. My mouth shall show forth your praise. For you delight not in sacrifice. You miss the mark. Yes, He commands the bullock, the offerings, the blood of the goats, etc. But what Yahweh had delighted in was the living sacrifice. Your body, your heart, your mind. This is what He desired. You delight not in sacrifice, else would I give it. You have no pleasure in burnt offering. You think Yahweh was happy to see all those animals dying, losing their lives on the altar? Time after time, it was for Israel to learn the lesson. And He could have stopped it long, long ago. But they are not learning the lesson. So sad. But Yahshua had to come. But look at it here. Yahweh had no delight in those sacrifices of the animals. To see those animals that He had created dying innocently, day after day, because of man's sin. And man is not learning the lesson. Upon the animal is learning the lesson more than man. Because when they take the lamb, it is quiet like that on the altar. Lamb know well, had to go, apparently. But man doesn't know that. Lamb is making no noise. As it is sacrifice for the sins of mankind. The sacrifice of Elohim. You can identify true worship now. Is a broken spirit. Those that are worshiping Yahweh in spirit and in truth has a broken spirit. Repentance, a repentant attitude is what they have. A broken and a contrite heart, a circumcised heart. Yahweh had asked for that. But who comprehend? Who understood that this is what He wanted? A broken and a contrite heart, O Elohim, you will not despise. No, but they break the commandments. Sinners in their heart. And they kill the animal over and over again. Do good in your good pleasure to Zion. Build the walls of Jerusalem. Then will you delight in the sacrifices of righteousness. in burnt offering and whole burnt offering, then will they offer bullocks on the altar. Yes, it's what Yahweh had asked. But Yahweh wanted Israel to be like Abraham, to bring living sacrifice as they come with the blood of bulls and goats until Yahshua the Messiah. And so Yahshua the Messiah came, and no one understood. As John said, the Lamb of Yahweh that died for the sins is going to take away the sins of the world. And they still didn't understand today. No one is coming as a living sacrifice. He came as a living sacrifice. Isaac was not put to death, but Yahshua the Messiah came and was put to death for us, so that we may escape that death, that we may be alive and be a living sacrifice. This is what Paul mentioned in Romans chapter 12 that we just read. The sacrifice, yes, is a broken heart. A broken and a contrite heart you would not despise. It is circumcision of the heart. In Deuteronomy chapter 10, let's look at it and see. This is what Yahweh commands a long, long time ago. Deuteronomy 10 and verse 16. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. This is what Yahweh wants of us. To take away that rebellion, that rebelliousness that is in the heart. Cut the heart, break the heart, change the heart. Don't have a stiff neck. Loosen up and be obedient to Almighty Yahweh. And come in a way pleasing to Him. John chapter 4, Yahshua the Messiah tells us in plain words, the worship that Yahweh is seeking. This is how we identify true worship today, going to Almighty Yahweh. So many people in the world today say that they are worshiping the Almighty, they are worshiping the Creator, no matter how they call Him. But it is not difficult to identify if they are doing so, pleasing to Him in spirit and in truth. In John chapter 4, as we see the Scripture is speaking, reminding us which worship is true worship and which worship today on this earth is pleasing to Almighty Yahweh. John 4 and verse 21. Yahshua said to her, Woman, believe me, the hour comes when neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem shall you worship the Father. You worship that which you know not. She was a Samaritan. We worship that which we know, for salvation is of the true worshiper, again coming from the stem of Israel and from Abraham. But the hour comes and now is when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For such does the Father seek to be His worshippers. Was this something new? No! In the days of Abraham, Yahweh been seeking true worshippers. Abraham was found to be one. He pleased Almighty Yahweh. Now I know that you fear me. You love me, and you are an obedient soul. Yahweh is seeking true worshippers. True worshippers are going to be identified by worshiping Yahweh in spirit and in truth. The word is spirit, we know. We must have the word. And the truth also is the word, as Yahshua the Messiah said in John 17. So close in Revelation again, true worshippers are going to remain standing in the last day. And they are going to be with Yahshua, singing the song and giving honor, worship, and glory to Almighty Yahweh. They have already begun doing so now. They are going to remain and endure until the last day. This is how we identify true worshippers. They're not going to change. You're not going to find them somewhere else in an idol temple today. And in the next place of worship tomorrow, they remain steadfast in the worship of Almighty Yahweh until the end comes. Worship is number 7812 in the Hebrew. Yes, you want to take this down. 7812. And the word is shachad. Shachad. S-H-A-C-H-A-H. Shachad. And it means to depress, to prostrate in homage to royalty or heir, to bow down, to crunch, to fall down, and to worship. To prostrate oneself is to bow like Abraham used to do, to go down and bow before Yahweh at his footstool. To pay homage, again, is to show honor and respect to Almighty Yahweh at all times. When you hear his name, his son's name, when worship is going on, you are paying homage. You are in quietness. You stand in awe. You show respect to him. This is how you worship Almighty Yahweh. You bow down before him. This is where you worship him also. You see some people bowing. You're crunching. You're falling down. You're showing honor and worship to Almighty Yahweh. Shakar, the Hebrew word. And the Greek number is 4352, and it has similar meaning. And it's proskenio. It's a Greek word, and the 4352. Proskenio. So it also has some link to being prostrate before Yahweh, falling before him. In the 4352. So we are to worship, to honor, to pay homage to Yahweh, to bow before our King, Yahweh, as true worshippers in Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. We'll take it from verse 5, Revelation 19:5 as we close. A voice came from heaven saying, give praise to our Elohim. They are doing it, the angels, even today, are worshiping Yahweh and praising him with a loud sound. And all you his servants, you will fear him, the small and the great. The true worshippers are going to endure up until this time when Yahshua the Messiah returns. Those who are worshiping and they are not true worshippers, they are not going to be there worshiping Yahweh until this time. I heard as it were a voice of great multitude, and as a voice of many waters, and as a voice of mighty thunder, not no quiet little thing, but a loud voice, as David said. Shout to Yahweh, lift up your voice before him. This is what John heard. The voice of mighty thunder saying, hallelujah. Praise to Yahweh. When it comes for us to say hallelujah, are we lifting our voices? Or are we saying it down in our truth? We must say like the angels are saying and like the saints are going to be saying on that last day. Hallelujah. They are going to be given fullness of praise and honor to Yahweh. Hallelujah for Yahweh or Elohim the Almighty reigns. Is he reigning in your life today? That gives you cause to lift your voice and say hallelujah. Has he done something marvelous for you in the past, today? Let us rejoice and be very glad now. You have to show that with your emotion, that you are not just glad, but you are very glad. And let us give glory, which is honor and praise, for the marriage of the Lamb, supper of the Lamb has come. The true worshippers are going to be there, singing louder and louder and louder, giving honor and glory to Yahweh. And his wife has made herself ready. Are we prepared? Or are we staying in our own self, in our own mind? Are we adopting the mind of the Messiah? We striving to be like him? Are we coming as living sacrifices? The wife has made herself ready, and it has been given to her that she should be arrayed in fine linen, because she is a worshiper of Yahweh. Yes, they are remaining, worshiping Almighty Yahweh in spirit and in truth. And so Yahweh is going to give that fine linen, bright and pure. For the fine linen is or represents the righteous acts of the saints. We have to do that now, not then. We have to do those righteous acts now. So that fine linen is going to be awaiting us in the marriage feast. And so we're going to have that apparel to put on, to come and join in that great feast. And he says to me, right. You don't want to miss this, John, because it is very, very important. We want the world to know this. Right. Blessed are they that are bidden to the marriage supper of the Lamb. The final blessing for those who are going to hear, come and sit here. Here is your seat next to me. It has been made and it is ready. Sit here for this marriage feast. Blessed are they who are going to hear that. Today it behooves us to prepare to be there, to receive that final blessing. After that, there is no curse. After that is eternity, life eternal. Blessed are they that are bidden to the marriage supper of the Lamb. Write this down and let them know that. Let each one work towards that blessing. Don't come for blessing now and turn your back and go for curse tomorrow and come for blessing again and turn your back. It's not going to work that way. You see this blessing? For those who remain, who keep themselves pure. The virgins, the scripture tells us. And he says to me, these are true words of Yahweh. Write them down. It comes from the throne of Yahweh. He said it, and he ascended to this world. You're going to be blessed if you are bidden to that. I fell down before his feet to worship him. Wow. This saying came from the throne of Yahweh. The power in the word. He said to me, see that you don't do it. I know how you feel, but don't worship me. See that you do it not. I am a fellow servant, a messenger, with you and with your brethren that hold the testimony of Yahshua. But worship Yahweh. Most important, last but not least, you identify true worship and the true worshippers because they are worshiping Yahweh, the true and the living one, the self-existing mighty one, the one that is sitting on the throne. His name is Yahweh. There is no one else worshiping any other name, any other thing. It is not true worship. It is not worship to Almighty Yahweh. The angel said it. John fell down when he heard that blessing is coming from the throne from that one. And he said, don't worship me. Worship Yahweh, the one sitting on the throne. For the testimony of Yahshua is a spirit of prophecy. Blessed are they, again, who prepare themselves to be part of that feast. Continue to worship Yahweh. That is true worship. Yahweh bless everyone. Because of man's sin. He has placed his venom within us, and if we don't have Yahshua, we are dead. We are gone. Rejoice and be very glad, for great is your reward. For those who are persecuted for the right thing. Are you doing the right thing? This is what is important. Are you doing the right thing? For so persecuted they the prophets that went before. You are the salt of the earth, always remember. The salt lost its flavor. Then what shall it be salted? Do you have anything to salt back yourself? You go and live a life of sin. Do you have a blood that can wash you? Stored up somewhere? Mommy's blood, daddy's blood, the pastor blood, somebody's blood that can cleanse you, like the cleansing that you receive? With what? Are you going to be salted again? With apostles, disciples? You take the life for a joke. You're playing with that salt. You're playing with that light. It is from then on good for nothing. From Almighty Yahweh these words come. You play with that salt. And it's good for nothing. But to be cast out and trodden underfoot of men. You are the light of the world. What are you doing with that light? The Torah should be in us as we walk by. A city set on a hill that cannot be hid higher, placed by a Almighty Yahweh, we are being seen wherever we are. Are we hiding like Adam? Are we committing sin behind closed doors and say no one is seeing and no business about anyone anyway? So many people live such a lifestyle. You are the light, you are being seen in this dark world, you cannot hide. A city on a hill high up, above the trees, on top of the mountain maybe. Everyone in the valley can see you, much less for Yahweh who is above you. But they just don't care. Live a life of sin. Continue on and let people see if they want to see. Let them talk if they want to talk. Will this be pleasing to Yahweh? Neither do I light a lamp and put it under a bushel, but on a stand. Always remember that the light is going to find its way through the darkness. It's going to be seen. You're hiding, you're trying to hide that light. And it shines to all that are in the house. Even so let your light shine before men, that they may see what? They say it's not about works. It's not about evil works. But it is about good works, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father. In this field that we have been placed in this universe, we are to work. And we are to please Yahweh in spite of what we do. He placed us here to tend, to guard, and to keep. Are we doing it to please Him? Think not I come to destroy the law of the prophet, he says. I came not to destroy, but to fulfill. They are saying, well, the law is done away with, so I can do what I please in this land, in this field. There is no law and no order in this field. I can plow it on the Shabbat. I can work it in the Shemitah here. There is no law. I can do as I please. This is what they are saying in the world today. But Yahshua said, I didn't come to change it from the Garden of Eden days. No, I didn't change that. You're supposed to do and please Yahweh. For truly I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle that Yahweh spoke from the beginning in the Garden of Eden is not going to pass. They don't know that? This is why death is still around. This is why so many is dying today. And the bandit take a gun and put it to their head and pull, and they're pronounced dead. It is because this will talk about death. Mankind is still dying. When they get sick and they die. Yes. Nothing is not going to pass away until all be fulfilled. And all things are going to be accomplished one day. And the reward is coming at the end. Whoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments. It is about keeping. It is about guarding. It is about work. If you despise and eat of that fruit that Yahweh said you shouldn't eat, don't follow the crowd. Don't follow them and say, that law, that old law again, it wasn't for us, it was for Israel. You break one of these least. The Hebrews say one of the shortest maybe. It's too short, so that does pass and little wrong. Nobody will think about that one. Shall not comment about you. Everybody living with some kind of woman there, man. You shall not steal, pick up a little thing or nothing. It's so short, it's so little. As you man. Shall not covet. Maybe nobody will know. Whoever therefore shall break one of these least to you, what is the least? What may be the least? That may be hiding in the closet and say, well, I could see that, but I don't believe in that. I don't really believe that. It's a small thing. Now you have to judge me for that little thing. Whoever shall break one of these least or shortest commandment and teach men to do so, and you go and tell people, that it don't matter, you can do it anyhow, come anyhow and say it anyhow. It doesn't matter. You teach men so, you shall be called least, that the kingdom of Yahweh is concerned. And those are going to be outside of the kingdom. But whoever shall do and teach men, you shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. This is the reward that we seek. For I say to you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of those who think they were most righteous. This is where we come in. We must exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees. You shall in no wise receive that reward. of entering in to paradise, into the kingdom of Yahweh. This is why we are placed here on the earth. To work so that we can receive that reward of entry in the kingdom of Yahweh. If we don't work to please Yahweh, we are not going to see the kingdom. In chapter 6 from verse 1, that's supposed to be, take heed when you do your righteousness before men, to be seen of them, as you have none, no good, in other words, no good reward to receive from your Father who is in heaven. Don't do it for mankind to see. Do it for Yahweh to see. People always say, someone died, you were such a good man. She was such a nice lady. She always brings things for me. She always say good morning. Is this what Almighty Yahweh asks us to do? Say good morning to everyone, help everyone at a meal. Is this all He asks us to do in the field? Take heed. There are those who are doing it today. Well, we just feed the poor. We just visit the hospital every day. All let us do. We always carry food for them and all that. And you do your righteousness to be seen of men and not of Yahweh. If you are doing it for Yahweh to see, you are going to be pleasing Him, not just carrying a meal for someone, praying for someone. But He is looking. What about the Shabbat? If He's looking. You carry a meal for somebody, why are you not keeping the Shabbat? Why are you living with this woman and you wouldn't marry her mom? Why are you stealing? Why are you not paying your tithes? Why are you absent on the feast days and you're feeding so many people? Do your righteousness before men, well, you have your reward already. And man will praise you well. Then people that well give people food, but what about Yahweh? Do you have anything to receive from Him? And the last day, why you are here on earth, everybody praising you. Because you're so nice, your hands so free, you're so loving and giving. And Yahshua comes, you think it's about that? But He's coming with a book and books to ask you about this. This is what He's coming about. This has everything in it. Yes, this has feeding the poor too. Have given it, have been kind to, but it have a lot more in there to please Almighty Yahweh. They will have no reward with Yahweh. He's coming with debt, nothing. Nothing you're going to receive, you're going to die. Those who will live have a lot to receive. Not just enter into paradise that we are told, but what is going to be in paradise? Still a secret to us. What are we going to be receiving? Those, like we put it in terms of the billions and billions of years. Eternity. What a day stored up for us. Who knows? But there is a reward just to enter into for those who please Almighty Yahweh. 1 Timothy chapter 6, we have to cut it sooner now, conclude at another time. There is so much for us to learn as we grow, being taught by Almighty Yahweh, to prepare ourselves so that we can receive a good reward as we are placed in this field. 1 Timothy 6. Verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this present world, that they be not high-minded, nor have their hope set on the uncertainty of riches, but on Yahweh. Some today is plowing, some today is sowing, but their minds and their heart is about what they can gain in this present life for what they are doing. And so we see so many organizations surfacing, so many worship places surfacing, just about what they can gain. But let them know, this present life that has been given is to work to please Almighty Yahweh and not their pockets. Why are they robbing Yahweh in tithes and offering? Some might say, well, we are paying tithe, but who are you paying it to? What is being done with the tithes that you are paying? Is it doing the work of Yahweh? Is it going to His storehouse to proclaim the truth? Or are you supporting false doctrine being preached in this world? Idol worship, and on and on. Let them know that they are not going to be supporting the riches of this life and this world, but the glorious kingdom that is to come on Yahweh, who gives us richly all things to enjoy. He placed us in this field, in this universe here. And He had placed everything here for us. We have the trees, we have the herb, the birds, the bees, the seas, the rivers, the streams, and everything mankind will use. They will go to the woods and cut trees and use it to build houses, to make money, and on and on. They got metal from the earth, and gold, and silver, and copper, and everything. Who places it there? It is Yahweh that places it there for us. While we work and we toil, we must obey Him. The day of harvest is coming. His reward is with Him. Yes, that they do good, and that they be rich in good works. This is our calling, to please Almighty Yahweh. That they may be ready to distribute, willing to communicate. Again, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation. And this is what we try to teach mankind. Come to Yahweh. Be faithful to Him. Give Him what is His due. Honor Him. Praise Him. Bring the first fruit of your offerings to Him to say thanks. Be faithful in tithing and giving to Him. He's the one that blesses the earth. How come you can be in this field, laboring, gathering, and you're not saying thank you, Yahweh, for what I've gathered in this harvest? The Feast of Tabernacles. It's a time when we do that. We come and we say thanks. But people are robbing Yahweh. As Malachi says, in tithes and offering. They're not bringing it to Yahweh's house. But they're using this earth, the field, and reaping from the bounty of it. And they're not giving back to Yahweh what He deserves. Let them know, the apostle is saying, that this present world is not what it is about. Yes, we have to work here for the future. Store up riches, Yahshua tells us, where mortal rust cannot consume. And so many, again, is falling short. They are storing it up here, and the bandits truly have breaking in. And they are not just taking their riches, but also their lives. It's all because of sin. We have to be a people pleasing to Yahweh. He has a reward for us. Will we be there in the end? And will we receive that reward that Almighty Yahweh has for us? He wants us all to have life. As we close in Matthew chapter 10. May Yahweh continue to increase us in wisdom, in knowledge and understanding, above all people, so that we may be there one day standing before Yahshua, and that we may hear His voice saying, "Come and bless of my Father, inherit this kingdom that has been prepared." This is a reward we want from the foundation of the earth. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 34, "Think not I came to send peace upon the earth. I came not to send peace but a sword. I came to set a man in variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Because it's going to be strange since the days of Adam. Yes, daughter-in-laws and mother-in-laws and fathers and sons have learned to be comfortable in sin. They have learned to live their life of sin together. But I've come to call out those that are chosen by Yahweh from a life of sin. This is going to cause a sword to be present. This is going to cause some unease, some disturbance in the lives of individuals. Because I've come with the truth to warn man that you must plow and sow and be pleasing to Almighty Yahweh. Yes, a man is going to be against his daughter. And a man's foe shall be those of his own household. He that loves father and mother more than me, and he that loves son and daughter more than me, is not worthy of me. You get accustomed that way to loving mommy and daddy, brother and sister.
more than Yahweh, because you believe that they are doing good to you. They're giving you rewards. They're helping you, and on and on. That is not the help that you need. You need help to come out of the dungeon. You need help to come to life, true life indeed. This is the help that I have brought to this world, Yahshua is saying. He that does not take his burden and follow me, whatever it may be now. You went out there, you get children, you get this, you get that, you have all your problems. Don't say, I cannot come. Don't say that. Take up your burden. You made it. Long time, the old people used to say, how you make your bed, so you lie. Take your burden, whatever you formed, whatever you created, whatever you made, in order for you to receive this reward, you must follow me. You can't say, well, Yahshua, I had so much things to do, I had so much trying to mind, and I couldn't pay tithes. How could I go to the feast with 10 children and I went out there and the man gave? And I went out there and I had so much of responsibility at work, I couldn't leave the work to come. They would have fired me, I would have nothing to go by. Take up your burden, you have to follow me. I didn't make it that way for you. You did that. You went out there. And you chose that. Whatever it may be, follow me and do so very, very carefully. Watch your steps. The busy one is there. See that you hold on to my garment. Do what is right. Don't fool yourself in the field, because I'm coming for the one. It's two of you there. I'm coming for the one. If you are fooling yourself, it's not going to be the one. It is not a game. Follow me with your burden. Unless you can do that, you are not worthy. You are not worthy of the reward that he has. He that finds his life shall lose it. And he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. This is what we are seeking. That reward is life. Are we going to give up that life which is to come for a meal now, for a child now, for a mind now, for a house now, for money in the bank now? Are we going to give it up? He that receive you, receive me, and he that receive me, receive him that sent me. It is about Yahweh, the God of Eden. This is where it goes by. This is why Yahshua came. Adam, listen to me. His voice is still speaking. Obey the command of Yahweh. He that receive the prophet in the name of the prophet shall receive a prophet reward. He that receive a righteous man in the name of the righteous man shall receive a righteous man reward. What reward are you going to receive? Remember that. Keep that in your thoughts. That day is coming soon. Sooner than we believe. One day he's going to burst the sky one of these days. The sun is shining. He's going to come, whether in the morning or noonday or night. And when he comes, the reward is in his hands. And he's going to call you on him. Which side he's going to place you? On his right side or on the left? What will be your reward? What will it be? And whoever shall give to drink one of these little ones a cup of cold water only, in the name of a disciple, truly I say to you, he shall certainly not lose his reward. Are we working? If we are the water carrier, as they used to say a long time, are we doing it to please him? If we are the doorkeeper, are we doing it to please him? If we are supervising in the field, are we doing it to please him? If we are the one on the plow, are we doing it to please him? If we are the sower that is going out to sow, are we pleasing him? Whatever position he has placed us in, we must be pleasing to him in the field to receive the good reward that he has from us. God bless us all.